So, between today and next month, when we meet again to possibly light that fire, there's the guideline. That's what we gotta do. That is the how. How are we going to do that when all we have is a red woman and the chief? Remember, I said ceremony defines who and what we are and the authority and its limits. I gave Dave this impossibly difficult paper to wade through, that it's about the Muskogee structural ceremonial setup. But if you just change the names, it would fit for us, because their, quote, religion was pretty much the same as ours, just a few differences. What did you discover in there, Dave? What kind of authority does the chief have?
Pretty much whatever they give them.
In other words, absolutely none.
That's about it.
However, he's responsible for all of it. He's responsible for all the people, for all the ceremonies, for the town, for everything that goes on with the town. That position truly sucks. It sucks to be the chief. And how in the hell is it we had such great chiefs? How is that possible? There's all kinds of theories. They spoke like Plato. Give me a break. They weren't standing around speaking like Plato or Aristotle. No. Right there. Right there is the answer to the chief's success. Because the chief can't make no decisions for the town. Like the war chief. I learned all about the war chief. That was the specific focus of my master's thesis, and then it exploded into something a whole lot bigger, because this couldn't function without the rest. And the war chief's authority was defined and limited by ceremony. He wasn't happening until all of that process that Lucia just read you said, okay, we have no choice, we have to go to war. Otherwise, we will cease to exist tomorrow. Our children, our elders will be slaughtered. We have to defend ourselves. Then the war chief, and everybody knew who he was. He'd been selected a while back. His authority kicked in. And there was no draft. The warriors that he got to go with him were the ones that wanted to go. And even warfare was ceremonial and ritualized. The idea of going out and killing people, that was no. If you killed a person at war, you didn't get no feather. And that turkey feather was like the highest honor you could get. It was kind of like, what would it be, like the Silver Star? Yeah. But if you killed someone, you didn't qualify. Your duty in war as a warrior was to fight your way to the chief of the opposing group and go tag, you're out. And the war was over. That was it. It was done. Didn't mean you couldn't break a few bones along the way, but don't be killing nobody. Killing people wasn't cool. If you killed someone and you got there and tagged the chief, that didn't count. That didn't count. As a matter of fact, you were subject to be killed yourself, because that was a violation of what it was, because number 7, it was expected that every Cherokee man had 7 wives. But not in one place. 7 wives from 7 different towns. It was expected that these 7 wives had 7 husbands, but not in one place. Now the Christians go apeshit when I give this lesson. And there's a real simple, solid reason for this. Okay, we know from the original story of the fire that came from 8 different tribes. All right? That means they were neighbors. What's this whole tribal thing set up on? Kinship. That's the most important thing. So, what do you got to do? Well, hell, you got to make these other 7 your kinfolk. How do you do that? You marry them and have children. Those children have united the two clans, and therefore everybody in both clans are now related. By blood, through these kids. And suddenly, you've got a tribe. You've got a nation. And then, you got to have one husband or one wife that doesn't belong to the tribe. One outsider. Tecumseh. Everyone's heard of Tecumseh, man. They got him in the history books. The great Shawnee war chief. Guess where he hung out as a child? In the Cherokee village where Dragging Canoe was the war chief. The guy who defeated the United States Army in the first war that the United States had after its independence from Britain. It was Dragging Canoe's confederation that smashed General St. Clair's army and dictated the terms of the treaty to the United States. Dragging Canoe was Tecumseh's uncle. That's where Tecumseh got the idea for that confederation. Too bad it fell apart on him. Indians had been colonized enough by then that it didn't work. And the reason he could do that, his daddy was a Shawnee, his mama was a Cherokee, and there the twain shall meet, except that they're now kinfolk because of him. And so now your little tribe expands into a nation. Brilliant. Brilliant scheme. Brilliant the way that works. Now you don't have neighbors anymore, you have kin. It all relates back to the 12 laws about don't talk bad about your neighbors. So, what we have to do between now and the next time we get together is you women need to figure out a ceremony for lighting the fire that we're going to find.